Will Tom Aspinall ragdoll Ciryl Gane, or is the Frenchman finally going to prove he can stop a takedown? Before I get into that though, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe as I have brand new videos every single week. So fight week is here and UFC 321 goes down this Saturday in Abu Dhabi, and I'm going to give you my predictions for the main card. Let's kick things off with the big boys. Tom Aspinall will make his first defense as a unified heavyweight champion against Ciryl Gane. The writing seems to be on the wall for this one. Tom's been an absolute monster lately. He's fast, strong, incredibly athletic, has finishing power, high level jiu-jitsu, and finishes quicker than the lads lining up for Bonnie Blue. So you'd expect Tom to get a finish and get a finish quickly. Gane's one of the cleanest strikers, if not the best in the division. Smooth, bouncy, and when he's in the rhythm, he's elite. And let's not forget, this is heavyweight MMA. If Gane touches Tom, it could all be over. Plus, there's the added pressure of the Jon Jones fight. Jon submitted Gane in just over 2 minutes of the very first round, and a lot of fans expect Tom to do it just as quickly, if not quicker. And if he doesn't, they'll be banging on with all the usual nonsense about him not deserving the Jon Jones fight in the first place. Tom just needs to get the win, and it doesn't really matter how. I think all that noise just needs to be ignored. Gane has had 2 years since the Jon Jones loss to try and improve his grappling defense, so he may not make the same silly mistakes again, but Gane's grappling is just still too weak, and Tom's got the ground game, the wrestling, the physical strength, and the technique to ragdoll him. I reckon Gane might look sharp with the start, but the second Tom breaks that distance and gets hold of him, it's all over. I have to predict Tom Aspinall by first round submission. He's too quick, too smart, and too well rounded for Gane to offer any real threat. Then we move on to Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern for the vacant strawweight title. Let's be real, does anyone really give a shit about this fight? Zhang Weili vacated the belt to move up to flyweight and to try and take the belt from Valentina Shevchenko. I know the UFC isn't high on double champions, but right now, if anyone deserves it, it was Zhang Weili, especially when she's the only exciting thing left in that division, particularly after she destroyed Tatiana Suarez. This now just feels like Virna and Dern are fighting for scraps. They won't really be champions in the fans' eyes. They should have made this an interim belt to create a clear contender for Zhang Weili if she does move back down. But rather than me moaning about how disappointed I am with this fight, let's talk about my actual predictions. They've fought before and Dern won that one, but since then Jandiroba has improved drastically. She's calmer now, more methodical, and doesn't waste energy. Dern though is still pretty chaotic, and she can be dangerous everywhere, but she can also blow a fight by making silly mistakes. I don't think this is going to stay on the feet for very long. Both will probably want to take it to the mat. I expect lots of scrambles, sweeps, and near submissions, but over 5 rounds I think Dern's cardio might let her down. While she's tired, she'll make a mistake and Virna will capitalise and stab up her neck. So I'm picking Virna Jandiroba by 4th round submission. Then we have Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. Now this one's tasty. I expect this to be a fun fight. Umar's coming off his first ever loss, and you know he's been training like a madman. Khabib's probably had him jogging up frozen mountains and wrestling bears as punishment. Coming into this fight, Umar has a lot to prove. If he suffers back-to-back losses, he might be out of title contention for good. But Mario Bautista's legit, solid striking, gas tank, and he's put together a good run. He's now beaten 2 former world champions in Jose Aldo and Patchy Mix. If he gets the win on Saturday, he'll probably be next in line for a title shot. The problem with fighting someone like Umar is he just doesn't let you breathe. The pressure, the pace, the control, it's all so suffocating. And the only person who was able to stop him was Merab, because Merab does exactly the same thing, but even better. Bautista's good enough to make this fight competitive, but I'm not sure he can keep Umar off him for 3 solid rounds. My prediction has to be Umar by a very close decision, though I do hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see Mario pull this off and give Merab a fresh matchup once he's finished up with Jan. Then we have what has to be a #1 contender fight, Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. Jailton is an absolute unit on the ground. If he gets you down, you're basically stuck there until he decides to finish you. But as much as my wife says it doesn't, size matters. Jailton is very small for the division. His gas tank runs out pretty quickly. Volkov's been around forever and he's still improving. He's got the size advantage, his experience, and he knows exactly how to use his reach. If he can stay upright and use the jab for a few rounds, this could get very frustrating for Almeida. And Volkov has the grappling chops and physical strength to keep Almeida at bay. So I'm going with Alexander Volkanovski. Oh, no, I'm not. Alexander Volkov by decision. Jailton is dangerous over 15 minutes. The size and experience of Volkov should make the difference. Then opening up the main card, we have Aleksandar Rakic versus Azamat Murzakanov. Rakic desperately needs a win here. 3 losses in a row and his back's against the wall. He isn't just fighting for a win, but probably for his career. I wouldn't be shocked if he's released after this, but he's got a serious problem. He's fighting Azamat, who hits like a fucking truck. Murzakanov doesn't just overthink it, he just comes forward and swings for the fences, and when he lands, it's good night. Rakic has the technique and the experience, but he's been in poor form lately, and Murzakanov just seems too much, so I have to go with Azamat Murzakanov by first round KO. It won't last long, but it'll be fun while it does, and that's exactly what I say to my wife. So those are my predictions for UFC 321. Aspinall by submission, Jandiroba by submission, Umar by decision, Volkov by decision, and Murzakanov by knockout. Do you agree? Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Thank you everyone for watching. If you can like, comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel out.